I have a question. Is there anybody here member of Association of Free Clinics and Free and Charitable Clinics? There is a national association. Anybody member of it?
No, we don't know.
You have something?
Yeah, my name is IMANA ISNA. We're in the process of opening a free clinic in Dar Hijra right here in Virginia. And I'm just a couple of questions, like very simple. I'd like to know a model of the one way to do the free clinics. Do this, go to the next step. Something like a model that people follow and share your relative success stories in it. Something like a data bank, how to open a free clinic. So we don't, for example, follow the MCC mistakes that they went through or the agonies they went through. Is there something there in the market that we can
On the website?
collaboratively, issue for others?
Yeah, that's the kind of plan we want to
Right.
get to the next, yeah.
And then the second thing is, what kind of grants we can apply? Because we have no idea. Maybe Adam's
No,
can share.
we're in the same boat as you with the grants.
Yeah, I think you have to first show the grants, they don't come. First, you have to show that you have been doing this for a year, 2 years. How much is the physician services in terms of dollars, paraprofessional and all. Prepare a report for a year or two. Then they review and then apply. So the grant, right, not from the very beginning.
The way to go about getting the grant is to establish yourself as providing this care.
Yes.
And then once you've done that for a year or
Credibility.
2 years and you're successful in doing it, then you can go to your local county health department and they can guide you as to where to do it. But you need to get someone who is knowledgeable about grant writing, because you just don't go and say, well, I need a grant. And the people around the table here are probably more knowledgeable than I am.
Yeah.
But there's a process of writing the application for the grant. It can be time consuming, and the better you write it up, the more likely you are to get it. You start small and then it can expand by itself.
If you have, some politicians, would that push the process a little bit expedited?
Yes.
We know
It
some
could,
people
but I
that-
wouldn't depend too much on
Okay.
it. I wouldn't depend too much
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, it does. Yes.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll help, but the
And-
credibility has to be there
And the way
first.
to get about doing that is, as we do at MCC, we've been doing this for 25 years now. On Ramadan, for example, we will have one day that the politicians are going to be there. Another day when members from the State Department will be there to break the fast with us.
We do that in Dar Hijra.
Yeah, so you're already doing that.
Right.
Yeah, so you got them on board already.
It's we had like the first domestic violence house we got about 3 years ago for 140,000 domestic violence patients were being taken care of. Then congressman and the city representative, they saw that it is even the neighbors were we were paying even taxes for property taxes because of the rules in a subdivision. It was in a cul-de-sac. We decided not to have in the name of the Shifa Foundation because it is a domestic violence. Department of Justice does allow. So our attorney advised that pay $4,000 taxes rather than you claim it, because in that way you will be in violation of that. And they realized that we are running all that. And grant went through, and it was the representative in whose district the land were looking at. He was very happy, and the whole process, person has to be personally get involved in there. One of the board members who were.
So what kind of grants after 2 years?
It was we were granted $950,000
What is
land. We got 1.7 acre land, and city approved. We got the land brand new, and the construction process to city, and it is in the process of now completion within 18 months. We may have to add some more money from our donation.
Does it have a name for it? Or program?
It is a Houston Shifa Services Foundation. Houston Shifa Services Foundation. That is the tax exempt public charity.
Anybody have any other questions? so
Is
that we
Shifa
can-
still is it a faith-based organization or
You mean
Recent.
federal? No.
faith-based? Is it-
Faith-based? No, it is not faith-based. It is non-religious. according to IRS, a public charity, non-religious public charity.
Okay.
And all the 4 clinics are weekly on non-discriminatory basis. Anybody there, it could be.
Yeah, so I think to maybe throw it back to IMANA leadership, this is a great opportunity for maybe the leadership in their next meetings, like you have a regional meeting here in Virginia, DC area, November 16th, right? One of the important things is get an expert, forget Muslim or non-Muslim, an expert on Affordable Care Act and how the impact will be on, let's say, charity or indigent clinics. Because they may say, look, for you guys, keep doing what you're doing because you will actually be eligible for subsidies. Or they may say, look, guys, the free clinic model will be obsolete because we're going to have other, I mean, that we need to know. And we're all just kind of shooting in the dark in a way. So if,
To be more specific,
yeah.
we have a meeting here, but that meeting is not necessarily people who are attending are interested, everybody in the.
But it doesn't matter. From IMANA leadership, say you had this meeting, we are interested, there's Dar al-Hijra, there's Adams, this is just within 20 miles of DC.
So just for this area you're talking about?
Yeah, and remember, DC has that kind of political charge. So if something starts here, then others, will emulate. You have South Carolina, Jersey. It's win-win.
And make like.
So you have a model.
That you can share with everybody.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Or I would suggest, rather than having it simply at a regional meeting, ask your listserv to email questions regarding the Affordable Health Care Act, and then take those questions to an expert that you all find, publish an FAQs on the website that people can go to, because the questions are common. They're not going to be unique to this area, and it's a little bit more accessible to everyone. And the second thing I was going to recommend for IMANA, since that was kind of brought up, is to maybe aggregate the business plans, the grants that have been written and received, and have some sort of database online that other organizations in different states can look to. So in the DC area, let's say Virginia has 5 healthcare clinics, then maybe the business plans for those, or the articles of incorporation, or the bylaws for those, or the grants that have been written for those are available for others to look at. Again, Houston has different laws, Pennsylvania has different laws, whatever the case may be. If those are organized by every state, then people from that state can look at the organizations that are local to, know where to ask more questions from the experts there.
About grants, I can talk. There are 2 different methods. In the first one, we got 1.5 million from the city. I remember it took a year. Our ex-president, and every time he would get this book over a year he had developed about. Every time he said, you come over that much, it's signed, and every time. So finally we got about 800,000, then another 600,000 they gave that building. We have Shifa Foundation. The other one now, only 6 months ago, we had to hire somebody for our Seher program for ex-offenders, that grant. And the lady, she said she charges ahead $1,000 or $2,000, whether you get it or you don't get it. So it's...
Any other suggestion, just like excellent suggestion she had?
Yes, I think that is very good.
Any other suggestions here?
That emailed information through.
Just in general, I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's important that now you have emails, since Affordable Care Act is coming as of October 1st, which is just a month from now, recruiting will start. We would like to know a little bit more about it, and that will be educational to all the physicians, and we can accordingly move, what to do ahead of time. So
You're saying in relation to free clinic, right?
No,
Not
free
Just in
clinic,
general.
or even
Service.
to our community, we can teach them, you need to join.
Institution.
It helps, people from our community who have no insurance, we can help them too. Not just come to the free clinic, but you can join. How to join the Affordable Care Act, how to do the recruiting, how to do this. We help the people. It's not just free clinic. Free clinic option may be obsolete.
It's huge. It's huge. Why should I see a patient in the free clinic when they may have coverage next door, but we don't know it? You're too busy, I'm too busy, but that patient advocate is critical.
Exactly.
The $15 an hour resource person, not the attorneys and the doctors who are too busy with every other thing they're doing. So that's really what we
We need to be
do.
educated.
Yeah.